and the Town. Sponsored by Manscaped.
Hello and welcome to and the Town. I'm Lou Gregory and here's what's coming up today. The season is well and truly underway, and what a start it was as Luton put 3 past Peterborough, and it was a pretty controlled performance. Fans were back, 10,000 in Kenilworth Road. We've been waiting for that for over 18 months. What a day it was. We'll be discussing everything about that game today. And I've had my practice, and I think I've absolutely nailed it, lads. Fred Onyedinma.
Hey, hallelujah.
He's had a brilliant debut. 2 assists, 1 goal. I feel like he's only put in that performance because of how much I struggled to pronounce his name last week, but what a game he had. Is it the best debut in recent years for the football club? We'll be discussing that today as well. Answering your Instagram questions, plenty more. And guys, it's great to be back underway, isn't it? Championship is underway, 2nd in the league, but Saturday was incredible, right?
What a day. What an absolute day. From start to finish, I had a fantastic time.
I'd say more than incredible, though.
I couldn't believe how emotional I was when I went back in. Actually, I know there's been some fans that have been in there for those couple of games last season, but to go back in, I was really quite emotional about it, and the atmosphere was unbelievable, and the alcohol intake was about the same.
That's
it was a fantastic day, fantastic.
But like you said the other week, Dave, well, more than a few weeks back now, I suppose, but yeah, I'm speaking to the microphone before you start making comments. But no, basically, I like yourself, I waited to get back in the ground, so it meant something. I'm glad I waited now. Not that I had the choice for obviously the Portsmouth game, but no, it was fantastic. The crowd was rocking. All right, it took me a fair while to get in the ground. It took me about 15, 20 minutes. Must be about 200 people queuing up outside. But no, look, forget about that. Excellent all day.
100% fantastic day. I loved it.
Well, I worked, so I didn't go, unfortunately. But some 3-word reviews from Luton 3, Peterborough 0. Tim says up and running. Justin says very promising start. Jason, all about Fred. Dwayne says finally back home. Paul says what an atmosphere. Sarah says missed you all. Kevin says front 3 works. Sarah's comment, missed you all.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah.
It's just like, it does feel like we're all one big family back together again, doesn't it? You
just get into the stands and you sit there and you just want to wave at everyone. You don't know half these people. You know what I mean? You see them out and about. You just want to sit there and go, all right.
But there's a few people.
There's
a few people that we sit with because we're in different areas of the ground. But there's a few people you sit with and you haven't seen them for 18 months because of the pandemic. It was great to see those guys again. And it was just great to be back. You're right. And, everybody was the same. Everybody felt the same. And, Sarah, you're totally right. I've missed you all as well. It's been fantastic going back.
And Jason says all about Fred. And obviously, we're going to get into this today because we're doing a bit of a player focus on Fred Onyedinma. I feel so proud of myself I can say his name properly now.
It won't last.
Yeah, I feel quite proud as well, to be honest.
Thank you.
Are you proud of me as well? I'm talking into the microphone today as well.
So proud.
Thank you very much.
So proud. But
we're proud about Dave. Sorry, why are we proud of Dave today as well?
Well, I'm proud because I'm wearing the legend shirt.
There we go.
There you go.
Hey.
Fred was good though.
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, he just had to drop that one in there. But no, Fred, he was amazing, wasn't he? I mean, he was one of the players that obviously I looked at. No one really knew too much about him, I suppose. But he, I think if he can play like that all season, which obviously he's not going to, but look, if he puts in the same effort and work rate that he did on Saturday, he's going to have a very, very promising future. Because I'll tell you what, he didn't put a foot wrong, did he? Phenomenal.
No, it was all about him. He had a great start. It was fantastic.
It was also about the other boys on the pitch as well. I think for me there was 4 or 5 outstanding performances, but like you said, the stats don't lie. So there we go.
Before all the madness kicked off, the starting 11 was released at 2 p.m. And to many people's surprise, no natural or first choice kind of like centre half. Obviously, Osho is a centre half, but it was like there was no Bradley, there was no Lockyer, there was no Burke, and it was like, well, here we go. What's going on here? So we went with Slugabury, Osho, Naismith, and Bell. Bell literally coming back from international duty. I think Jones said he'd been back a week and he's in that starting 11, but we did all right without the back 4 that we used to, really.
Looked comfortable. All round comfortable. I mean, David, remember excuse me, I never forget saying to you at the bus stop the other day that we looked at that back four, right, and we said we're
yeah.
not too sure, you know.
Not too
but
sure, yeah.
you know, you can trust obviously Naismith. But, you know, it's a bit makeshift, and you didn't know what quality that Peterborough were going to bring. Do you know what I mean? But look, we looked. I'd say, all right, we wouldn't look 100%. I wouldn't say shaky, but I'd say there were moments. But the positioning, I know it sounds pretty sad, but I've watched the whole 90 minutes back again. It's not sad. I'm getting paid to go work and watch the football back, but never mind. Shh, don't tell anyone. But no, I mean, I watched it back today and I'm looking back from a different angle. The back four's line, honestly, it was perfect. It was honestly, it was such a pleasure to watch and to know that they were so drilled. Obviously, they've done it. They must have done that for weeks. In case they must have known for a couple of weeks at least that this could be a thing.
I think when you don't see the team sheet with what you would call your established defenders in, then you always have that. Oh, how these guys are going to gel? But you got to remember they do train together.
Of course, yeah.
And you know, you also wonder, you know, were Peterborough going to come at you differently than they actually did? You know, just newly promoted, want to be up there. They want to, you know. I remember when we got promoted, we wanted to go, you know, give everybody a good game, and we were lucky that they didn't. But the back four held up really well, and you know, I can't fault any of them.
Well, we nearly went 1-0 down when Sluga miscontrolled a back pass. It was like Derby County all over again. Yeah. Do you reckon Sluga may be here? I don't know if it was just a moment of madness because it was the first one back with a full crowd and, I don't know, nerves creeping in or something, but it was unlike Sluga from... we've kind of felt like he grew out of mistakes like that, and luckily enough, he got back in time to clear it, but it was nearly a disaster, wasn't it?
Oh, mate, obviously I was right behind the goal, and, well, not right, but obviously, you know, I was thereabouts, but... as soon as it went back, obviously, your first thought is, you know, obviously when you pass it back on target, your first thought is why you pass it back on target, but you don't think too much of it because you think your goalkeeper should be having that. As soon as he took his eye off the ball and it went under his foot, I think the whole crowd's just gone dead, hasn't it? It's silent, and you've just gone, shit. I think I was just sat there going, fucking hell, this is typical, isn't it? Look at this. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, he's come back, he's recovered.
He recovered it. He recovered it well.
Yeah, a lot of goalkeepers probably wouldn't recover that, but no, he did. But look, he had a few dodgy moments on Saturday. You've got to admit, he didn't look up to what he did last season. But look, you know, like first game back with the crowds, full crowds, I'm sure he'll get used to it.
I generally didn't think he had much to do, Batari, if I'm honest.
No, he didn't have much to do, no.
I mean, Peterborough had 2 shots on target, and one of them was from us. You know, one of us the back pass, and that was about it. So, you know, he made the mistake. He lifted his foot up. He recovered from it, and then after that, I thought it was quite solid.
But there was one time in the match. I think it was the first half. Sorry, was it the first half? Anyway, whatever. Basically, the ball came in. It got put across. I think it was a header. Went up in the air, looped up, and he jumped with Naismith, and he completely missed it. I'm sure it was Naismith he jumped with, and I don't know if you boys remember it. We've seen it.
No, I don't remember
that.
Yeah, and he completely missed it. But look, the thing is, right, that's 2 mistakes. They didn't lead to anything, so it doesn't really matter. But he made his... And also, he played a part in the fact that when Johnson Clark-Harris, the ball got whipped in from George Grant, whoever it was, and it looked like Clark-Harris was about to tuck it home, a little flick. And he's, you know what I mean, he's predicted it right and he's palmed it away. That's good goalkeeping. That's the thing. Ups and downs, but I'm sure the balance will come. We know what he's about anyway.
He's a good goalkeeper.
He is a very good goalkeeper. We're not sitting here bashing him, I'm not anyway, so... But yeah.
It would have been the most Luton thing ever, though, if we would have conceded the first goal of the season after a few minutes like that, wouldn't it? It would have been,
and especially with how the stadium was feeling as well. You know, with the tribute to Mick and everything else, and all that emotion that was going on.
Good feelings around.
And then you went 1-0 down to a stupid goal. It would have really, kicked you in the balls, really, wouldn't it?
Nice, yeah, like that. I said their balls. But yeah.
Well, we took the lead after 30 minutes. Adebayo at the back post with a header from an Onyedinma cross, which beat the keeper. Questionable goalkeeping, I think, for this. I think that's been said by a few Peterborough fans. But nice little short corner routine as well, and a beautiful dink up to the far post from Onyedinma.
A short corner routine as well. How many times we sit there going, yeah.
Well, I have to say, when they took the short corner, I just turned to the guys next to me and went, why the bloody hell have we done that? Why? And then obviously I've been proven wrong. I thought Eddie Bayer got up really well to head the ball in. I thought they zone marked, right? So, it was a bit of a mishmash. I think that they obviously knew that would draw them out. And then the ball goes back post. And what's on the keeper? Was the keeper in the wrong position? I don't know. It was a good head.
See, honestly, I know what you're saying about obviously the goalkeeping or the questionable goalkeeping or whatever. I thought that at first until I watched the goal back about 30 times. So no, I'm sad. Fuck, I need to get a life. But that's what happens first game of the season. But no, anyway, if you look at it, it's a really clever header. I'll be honest, I thought he meant it. I see, he probably didn't mean to head it like, you know, he probably wanted to get a bit more purchase on it. But look, he's headed it down to the ground. It's bounced. It's literally clipped the inside of the post and took a nick off and gone over. Questionable goalkeeping or not. But at the same time, he's only, 6 yards out, if that.
So where would you expect the goalkeeper to be in that position? You'd expect him for that cross to be in the middle of his goal, right? And it was to the far post.
I just think
the ball, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, but
the header wasn't the most powerful. It wasn't the quickest, and I feel maybe as a goalkeeper should be getting across quicker to try and stop.
But because of the height of it, there's the bounce and the height of it. Yeah.
This is it. He takes a nick. It's a very he watches like the ball does take a little nick and it spins off the turf. For me, it's a very clever header. You don't always need to get a bullet on it and smash it in or whatever, but you know they're always nice. But I've watched it back and I just really think it's a great header.
And also
whether he meant it or not,
the
we'll never
sound of the crowd when that went in was just like, here we go. It was fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, I don't think you can blame the goalkeeper. You might as well. If you're going to blame the goalkeeper for that, you might as well blame the defender for not blocking the cross.
This is it. And what a way to introduce yourself to the crowd as well.
And not being for Peterborough's sake, they should have been on the ball a bit better. You know, you should have stopped the cross. They should have shut down the corner earlier, and they didn't. And the cross was superb. The cross was superb. It was literally on his guy's head. Brilliant.
And Elijah's up and running now for the season, and we look at what he did at the back end of last year when he signed in January, and everyone's quite excited about him this season. And if we're going to get more headed goals like that from Elijah, I think that's what we missed in recent years, isn't it? Is that just that big man up front who can go and win a header, and he seems to be that type of player that you think, do we score that goal last season if it's like Colo or
no, we don't. Of course
I don't think we do.
Unless it's like, you know, a Sonny Bradley or a Matty Pearson at the back post or something like that, you don't. Because, well, how many chances have we had in the recent years, like of headed chances or chances gone into an area and you've not quite got the player with the height or the ability to jump with defenders? But look, Onyedinma, not only is he good in the air, we know what he can do with his feet as well. He's a blessing, honestly. He's a real blessing to have at this club.
And he's the type of striker as well, isn't he, that can, like you said, do a bit of both. But he's going to fight a defender to get in front of them and win that header. And I'm not saying, like, obviously him and Collins were two very different strikers, but it's nice to have that difference and, you know, that option now that you could whip a low ball in and he could tap it in, or you could chip one up and he's going to battle with that defender to win the header and score the goal.
Yeah, 100%. And also, he could probably run in behind as well, so he's not going to sprint like 100 metres in sort of like 9.5, 10 seconds or whatever. I mean, no one is, but you know what you're going to get from him, man. You've got the players around him as well. And like you say, like we all know, it's a balance as well. You've got Fred one side and Cornick the other side. If he drops in, takes the ball and moves it about and whatever else. I mean, you see him the other day, he was running the channel, he's on the left 1 minute, next minute he's on the right, he's through the middle. I think they all know between them to rotate positions, and that's nice to see as well.
He's very athletic.
Yeah.
And also the first thing I thought, because I'd never seen him live before, I just went, wow, you know, he was a right presence on the pitch. He's quite a tall guy.
He'd frighten the hell out of you, wouldn't he? Really?
Yeah, totally.
He would.
He's right on it, and he's really wanting it as well. He really wants to perform well, and he did.
He's brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah.
And into the second half, questions over a red card for Peterborough for this handball.
100%.
Adebayo knocks it past him. He looks like he's playing basketball with the lad at centre half.
Put it this way, mate. If Sluga had done that, I'd be cheering him. That's a great save. He should have gone. It's disgraceful.
It's a total red card, total red card. Because he would have been through it. He would have scored. He would have. And if that was a pivotal moment in the game where we didn't win because of that, I'd be fuming.
Makes you think, like, why, or what has the referee seen there that's made it not a red card? Is he
clear goal scoring opportunity that he has to see, doesn't he?
Do you know what I think he's seen? Absolutely fuck all. I think he just gambled. No, seriously, I think he's gambled because at first he didn't blow the whistle for about 5 to 10 seconds. Something between it anyway. And like I said, I watched it back today, and even the boys on Radio Cambridgeshire or whatever it is, the team. So I listened to their audio because it's quite interesting from another opposition point of view and whatever. And they went, as soon as it happened, live in game, they turned around and said, "Oh, Mark Beavers has handballed it. He's got to be sent off, and that's it for him." And all of a sudden, they pulled out a yellow card. Even they were shocked.
Yeah. It was a definite red for that. Well, you've seen reds given for less than that. It was 100% a red card.
He's flicked it round him. He's about to go round him. He's through on goal. There's no one else
He'll
with
be
him.
one-on-one with the
Yeah,
goalkeeper.
there's no one else
He
with
would have
him,
probably
so,
scored a second goal. So yeah, there is no debate. If it was VAR, it would definitely have been a red.
Disgraceful.
And it was 2-0 after a beautiful run from Onyedinma on the left-hand side. Played it through to Cornick. Lovely ball across the goal. And he's like hooked it in with his left foot. And producer Jacobs put here, it's Harry Cornick's first goal at Kenilworth Road since the 3-3 draw against Fulham on Boxing Day in 2019.
Oh, really?
Really? Wow. Well, do you know what, though?
Wow.
That's what I thought, because I looked and thought, that can't be true. But I kind of trust producer Jacob. If he's wrong, someone call him up.
Yeah,
please.
please, someone call him out for this.
Call him up if he's
Jacob,
wrong.
we love you, mate. But
do you know what?
The
Do you know what?
Boxing Day 2019.
Jeez.
He did well to get to that ball. He did well to run into that position. The whole move
Great
was
finish.
fluent. Yeah, it was such a
Great
brilliant
finish.
cross, and what a great
The
time.
thing
to
is,
score.
it was behind him as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know we all like to, we all know what Harry Cornick's finishing is a bit like, but can I just say he didn't put a foot wrong on Saturday. Mr. Cornick, nowhere near put a foot wrong, and just to get that goal as well.
Well, it just boosts your
It's a great,
confidence. doesn't it?
it's a great finish. I mean,
Yeah.
the ball's behind him, he hooks it. I'm not gonna do a full, rendition of it, but look, it's class.
How happy are you for him? Because like we said last week, we really want him to succeed this year. We want him to have a great year, and it's the perfect start for him. You saw the delight on his face when it went in. You see him lying there, and
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? The delight of the whole team was with him.
For
on that.
him, yeah.
Yeah, for that goal was amazing. And I'm delighted because I think he deserves it. And maybe that gives him the confidence to push on and get more.
And obviously, my point of view about Cornick as well. I love the boy, and I think that he's a massive. I've always raved about him. And look, if he can do that week in, week out, or even just every couple of weeks, his value will go up. But look, we can't speak too soon
And
about
it came at a good time as well, though, didn't it? Because
Yeah.
after that handball incident, it was literally not long after that, was it?
About 2 minutes later.
Yeah,
If that,
and so it came at a really good time, and it was like almost justice done. And well done for him to get in that position.
Yeah.
Well done.
and Fred Onyedinma.
Hey, it wouldn't last
There
the
we
whole
go.
podcast, would it? Let's be fair.
Fred makes it 3 to make it all 3 of our front 3 scoring, which is quite nice. And it's like Dave, you said there, it's like that fluency of something we probably haven't had for a while, that all of our front 3 have scored in the same game. But what a cross from Bree and a move down the right hand side, and the movement from Onyedinma to
To
shoot
get the goal. I mean, the
and to
first
follow it up.
the first shot was well saved,
Yeah.
but the follow up, he was straight back on it. It was brilliant.
No, again, as well, like you say, I know we're focusing on Fred a bit, but I like to say about Mr. James Bree as well. I keep saying Mr. James Bree, you know what I mean? It's not like a good day to say, you know what I mean, Mr. James. But,
Mr. James Bree.
But no, mate, they're all men, you know what I mean? They should be sirs after that performance. But no, I mean, Bree I thought he was fantastic the whole game. Like I said, I think the majority of the team were fantastic standout, but for me, Bree's, I think, quality of delivery, his pass, for me, his passing, his link-up passing, especially with Cornick, was brilliant the whole game. And like you said, he's whipped it in. He's put it in a great area. He did it a few times, in all fairness to him, put it in a great area. Like you say, Fred's movement,
Yeah.
he pounced on it. Okay, he mishits it slightly at first, but whatever. I said, it's a tough chance. You've got to take it. But, he gets good enough connection. Keeper makes a good save, and he tucks it away, and he follows up the rebound as well. And that's what you want to see. I
have to say that for opening games of the season, I've never been that confident of a win after the first 15 minutes of the game. I think we dominated the whole match. I think we look really strong going forward. We were quicker than them. We wanted the ball quicker than them. We pressed quicker than them. I don't think the result was ever in doubt.
Is that showing our championship experience, do you reckon?
I think it also showed. Well, yeah, no, of course it does. But also, can I say, what I'm thinking is the way that they set up, right, is. I'll be honest. There's nothing against. Don't take anything away from us. What Luton did, right? But I thought Peterborough were pretty poor. They were terrible, and I think that's sort of a testament to us because you look at them and they think, right, Luton have got pace. They can move the ball about. We've seen what they can do last season. They've got added quality. I think teams do look at that sometimes, especially Peterborough. They haven't got a lot of pace, I would say, in their team. Would you? I don't know.
Well, I think
I don't know.
I would have thought that Peterborough and their fans especially would have looked at this fixture and gone, we can beat them. We can beat Luton. It's only Luton. And, the respect probably isn't there from the fans.
Well,
However,
yeah, of course, but
there was
management.
we were absolutely a cut above them. Now they've got, that's where we were 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. Excuse me.
So, we've been there, we've done that. and we're better. We're better than that. And I think we've recruited well, and we've got young people. We've got fit players. They worked quick. They were just quicker all the time. Quicker all the time.
Mate, you're waiting to say something. Go on.
I've just read ahead, and producer Jake has written a note here, and it's just made me laugh. I'll read it in a bit. Let's move on to.
No. Mike, can we hear it now? Or?
No, it will come very quickly. Trust me.
By the way, don't worry about me. I'm
that
just going
sounds
to the
really
fridge
weird as well. By the way, sorry.
I'm going to get a beer just to let you know.
Do that, mate. We'll talk about Fred Onyedinma whilst you go get a beer. He matched his assist tally from the whole of last season with Wycombe in just one game for Luton. He got 1 goal, 2 assists. He had 3 shots, 3 on target. Has he had the best debut for Luton in recent years?
Well, firstly, you've got to say that when he was at Wycombe, he wasn't played in the right position, and he wasn't looked after in the way that he's been looked after here. Was it the best debut in a few years? It was a brilliant debut. He had a fantastic game. You can't fault him for that. But the thing is, he's got to do that every week.
We saw a few glimpses in pre-season. He gave that lovely ball through to Adebayo against Portsmouth, didn't he? And again, he's just kind of like, it seems like he's just getting better and better again. And it's a beautiful cross for that first header, like we said earlier, and beautiful cross for the second one. And it's just nice to have a player that seems to get in that position.
Yeah, relentless as well.
With that final ball, and he's aced it twice in one game. Like, that's really nice. Oh,
mate, the thing is, though, I think the thing is with him, you can tell by his pace and power. I'm starting to do you now. Oh, yeah.
Thanks,
athleticism
mate.
as well. That he sort of makes that for himself. Whereas like he gives himself an extra yard to get that ball whipped in. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like he's got. Do you understand what I'm saying or not? He's got so much pace and power. He shrugs a player off. Whereas some players can cross the ball as they're on a stretch. He doesn't need to stretch as he's crossing that ball because he's already a yard or two ahead of the defender. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And that's nice to see also. And you know what? Someone that positive. Brilliant. He do it all season, fantastic. Like you say, at Wycombe, he wasn't played in that position, so...
I think the fans at Wycombe knew how good he was. It's just that the manager obviously didn't know where to play him.
Or he's using him because he knew how good, hard working he was as well.
Yeah, his work rate, you can't fault his work rate at all, can you? I mean, he was on it all the time. I mean, like I say, I can't think of a moment in the game where I thought, oh, he should have done better there. The whole match, he was on it. And that's what you want to see, isn't it? Exactly what you want to see.
He just scared everyone, didn't he?
And you said earlier, like, can he keep, or he probably won't keep up that form every week. Obviously, he's not going to get 2 assists and a goal every week, but how many can he get this season? Do you think we could be seeing a player here that could potentially get, 10 plus assists and maybe chip in with 5 or 6 goals? Maybe
it would be lovely. It'd be lovely to. Why not? Yeah. I mean, let's not go away from the fact that we were playing a team that wasn't great. Mm-hmm. However, you can't fault
teams like Peterborough.
No, they weren't. I mean, even by their own admission, they would say they didn't play well. They wasn't prepared for how we played, and he was part of that, and he played superbly. Can he get more than that? Of course he can. Can he be one of those players that you rely on? Absolutely.
Yeah, and the system suits him as well. Look,
yeah,
he will profit more from having that more attacking advanced role. And so, look, if he gets the freedom like that every single week, well, obviously not every single week, it's not going to happen. Obviously, you're going to come up against better teams and, with all due respect, whatever. But yeah. You know what I'm saying, though? But look, for me, it wasn't just all about his goals, his goal and his 2 assists. It wasn't all about that for me. For me, it was his work rate all around the pitch.
Yeah, the whole time.
And that's what I looked at, and that's what made me think that's why he will be a success. If he picks up he's picked up his game. He knows what he's doing. He works hard for the team, and he's already said that he will put in 100%. And look, we've got a player on our hands there.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got some serious players on our hands here in this team as well.
It's exciting about the squad, and he's a very important part of it right now.
Producer Jacob then put in his notes other impressive debuts. Collins hat-trick against the Oval in an 8-2 win. Because I did say to it, we were chatting about this Fred Onyedinma chat, and I said to him, I was like, do you reckon this is the best debut in recent years? Or he said that to me, sorry, and I kind of said, look it up. I was like, I can't remember, like, top of my head, the only one I could remember was like Collins scoring a hat-trick, but then I guess the only thing if you compare them to is that's in League 2 against Yeovil, that's in the Championship. But
I mean, what do you base best debut on? Is it just because you score goals? It's not, is it? You can have a debut and be it could be defensive, it could be anything, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, he put in it Kyoto v Man United, and this is what made me giggle. It just says held his own against a better team. I don't know why it made me laugh. It's like, yeah,
But he
Man
did.
United are a better team, Jacob. Well done, mate. It's not.
But he actually also did have a strong game though. We mentioned that the other week, didn't we?
Yeah.
He had a
Right,
strong
brilliant.
he had a strong game against
But
Man
like
U.
going back to the Collins versus Yeovil, the hat trick, right? I know what you're saying against the League Two side, but for me that doesn't really matter. It's more like performance and what you saw on the day of the quality around you. Also, you know what I'm saying? But for me, Onyedinma's was more. I'd say his debut was more. You know, it was more up there because at the end of the day, apart from scoring that hat trick, I don't remember Collins doing. I know this sounds ridiculous.
Apart from scoring.
But no. For me, I don't recall him running channels and smashing the crap out of like 2 or 3 defenders
Different
at a time.
style of player.
But yeah, but for me, Fred, mate, he literally run that. He literally defended. He worked every single area of that pitch. Whereas I haven't seen that from a player for a long, long time, especially like that. It's frightening. It really is.
And I just wonder what didn't Ainsworth see in it that Nathan has seen in it? You know, it doesn't make any sense.
I think it's more the fact that when they had Fred, in all fairness, back in League 2 and League 1, he did score goals for them.
Yeah.
It was just when they moved to the Championship, he played more defensive role, like a left wing back, because, like I say, his work rate yet again. But nah, oh God, I'm there. Did you hear that?
Yeah, we heard that.
I went on there. but
Apologise to everyone listening and watching.
yeah. I'm sorry if my
There you go.
throat's making a bubbling sound. It's really strange. But
I think it's
so,
isn't it? But you know, just to get back on the subject, I think it's exciting to have this sort of player at our club right now. It's really exciting,
And it's exciting that when he goes off because he's a bit tired, we can bring on Mendes Gomez. That's
it's crazy, isn't it? When you look at the
It's
bench,
nice.
you look at the bench, and think, oh, like, none of those started. We had none of our.
we had about
our
7
regular-
players there
yeah,
as well,
it's
didn't we?
crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But he was fantastic.
This is what you guys said about Fred Onyedinma in his debut for Luton. David says he was absolutely superb. He could be a huge player for us this year, but also don't want to put too much pressure on him this early. We've seen others crumble after a superb debut. Don't want that happening with Fred. Richard says it's all you could ask for as a debut. Worth keeping expectations in check for now, though, as I think they met. Should we just give up?
They had a makeshift. Go on, go for it. They had a
Should we just give up?
We've all had our moments.
No, come on, you can do it.
I think as they had a makeshift fullback up against him. Might be wrong. Either way, definitely one to watch. Osho also looks good.
I'll show him. Yeah.
Callum.
Oh, sorry, you go.
No, you can talk.
No, I was just going to say about
You have
that
my
bit. You know, makeshift fullback or not, you can only go up against what's put in front
Exactly
of you.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly. You work with the best of what you've got, or you work.
We had a
what you
makeshift
come
back
against, of
four,
course.
and they didn't get past us once.
Exactly.
You know, same thing.
Callum says, I'd say 100% the best debut in recent years. I'd say he could easily get double digits in goals and assists as your worst nightmare for a defender when he's on form. It's like you said, Batari. I know you said that about Adebayo, but I guess the same with Onyedinma as well. You can that partnership could be something that frightens defenders going forward.
Mate, I think, to be honest, I think the whole team as well. I mean, obviously, I know we're obviously focusing on Fred here, but I think the whole team complements what he does as well. I think everyone complements each other. If you noticed on Saturday as well, right? Obviously, I don't know. Tell me if I'm going off topic a little bit here, but the movement, you notice Fred as well. At 1 minute, he was playing on the left-hand side, then he was on the right-hand side. And he was covering centre, and then he was covering, and then obviously Cornet would change, and vice versa, and whatever else. But excuse me, where was he at now again? But yeah, obviously when he's on form and whatever else. But look, you're not going to get that every single week because you're going to come up against different opposition. We know this.
But we've got a big enough squad to cope with that.
Yeah,
We've got a big enough squad to cope with that. But the pace which he brought into the game as well was fantastic.
Kieran says, fantastic debut and a true showcase of what he's capable of in a system that evidently caters to his strengths. Will be one of the MVPs come the end of the season. Double digits for assist, almost a certainty. In recent years, you could probably say when we've had certain players, we've kind of like played or haven't played to their strengths. Like a lot of times with Collins, you'd see him out on the wings and stuff. Under Graham Jones, we saw that quite a bit. And under Nathan, we saw that a bit and him coming like quite deep. But it's almost as if now we've got a strong 11 and everyone is the strength. Like, it's not like we're having to play to strength because everyone is.
Yeah, you're not carrying
like,
either. You're never ever. Well, in this squad, sorry, not at the moment. Obviously, one game, I know people go, calm down a little bit, but you would not be carrying people in this team. This team will work hard. The players that he signed, they're all workers. Obviously, they all work for a living, but you know what I mean. They're workhorses. They will work. They will bust their bollocks, and we'll see it all season. I'm telling you now. It's the same as like we said about Campbell as well. So we didn't really see it as much Saturday. They didn't have the best of games, but he didn't have to do much. You know what I'm saying? Which is good. It's also a good thing. But look, every week you will notice players and they will do a job. They will sit there and they will give 100%. And I think we've got a squad now, whereas in recent years, we did have to carry some players about the pitch. You know what I'm saying? This year, I can't see it.
It's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it now, boys. Promotions. Go on.
I thought you said don't get too excited after one game, Vitara.
Not too excited, but
No.
promotion. Yeah.
No, look.
Don't want to get too excited, but FA Cup winners, champions, and Champions League next year. Yeah. Cool.
His first game of the season, you couldn't have asked for a better one. And you couldn't have asked for a better debut. And it was just brilliant. And all that tension of 18 months and not watching it, all the beer, is great.
Well, we'll get into Instagram questions straight after this message from our sponsors.
Oh, fucking hell. There we go, mate. Oh, hello.
Tara, what on earth are you doing?
What do you think, Sam? What do you think, mate? Oh, the light's brilliant on this. I'll tell you what, mate. Oh, it's great in the dark.
Well, today's podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, champions of the world. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, and they've just launched their 4th-generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You can join 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code OWhenTheTown at manscaped.com. But Tara, I finally gave you a couple after you were ill with COVID, and it's pretty good, isn't it?
It's brilliant, man. I'm just using it here like casual on your floor, mate. Like.
He's actually not using it on my floor, just so you know.
No, I'm joking. But honestly, no, it's brilliant, man. In all fairness, I was about to say something really ridiculous then, but I'm not going to say it. But
No, say it.
No, look.
How ridiculous.
I haven't cut my ball bags on it, so it's a godsend. In all fairness, like you can put it anywhere down there. You know, you're quite scared to put it.
Yeah. I do that. I get that a lot, and I said this last week, and it's like every single time I use it, it's like, okay, my confidence is growing here. Mm-hmm. I'm not that scared.
Penis, but yeah. Sorry, mate.
Oh dear.
Sorry, bro. That's terrible. You're going to cut that bit out.
No, it'll stay in. This upgraded trimmer includes a multi-function on-off switch that can engage a travel lock. It also gives the ability to turn on the LED spotlight when needed for a more precise shave. It even allows you to customize your trim through additional guard lengths with sizes 1 to 4. It wirelessly charges as well. It's waterproof, and basically, you can basically just trim yourself really well.
Mate, that's another thing about being waterproof as well. It's golden for the shower. It's well, no. Let me rephrase that. It's not golden. Whoa. It's golden for the shower, not golden shower.
Well, you know what Batari's doing when he's using Manscaped? With a golden shower. You can get 20% off and free shipping now with the code OWhenTheTown at manscaped.com. That's 20% off, free shipping at manscaped.com. Using the code OWhenTheTown, you can unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Bataro, what would your t-shirt say?
Your balls will thank you.
And thanks again to Manscaped for sponsoring our podcast for a month. We really appreciate it. Let's get into some Instagram questions then. And let's start with this one from Cal. He says, thoughts on Morel leaving to either Ipswich or Portsmouth? In case you've missed the news, it was highly speculative.
Speculated.
Here we go again.
Here we go.
Go for it.
You know when it's just been a long day and you just can't be bothered to speak properly? That's clearly what I'm going through.
That's
someone
me
say
every single time. Every
Come on,
day.
get your professional.
There was rumours on Saturday that Morel was close to signing for Portsmouth.
Speculation.
Speculation.
Well, you say that, yeah, it was speculative, but there's the word. Portsmouth are almost going to be gazumped by Ipswich because Ipswich can pay more. So
Ipswich have signed a lot of players.
Well,
They've made 2 today. They signed that Kyle Edwards that we were linked with, which I said to Pataro earlier, and he was like, I'm fuming. I'm not happy
I
about
want
it.
to say fuming.
I'm so angry.
Oh,
No,
here we
he
go.
didn't do
Jesus
that.
Christ.
thing is, though,
No, I like him. He's a good player. I think he's too good for that sort of division. But yeah, we won't
but
go
they've
there.
got some money behind them now, haven't they?
Yeah. But, you know.
Apparently they sold quite a few players.
But they've got some money behind them.
Yeah.
They need
so
to
if he
get
goes
up
to
on it.
either of those, good luck to him. Obviously, there's something that Nathan doesn't see in Morel that we all saw in Morel. It maybe doesn't fit in the puzzle. So, yeah, good luck. If he has to go. We get a fee for him. He's under contract. We'll get a fee, won't we? So
I saw rumours that we were after 3, or there's one of 3 players that we could sign, and Flynn Downs was one of them. I don't know how true this was, but I think
surely not.
it was saying like James Garner from Man United.
Well, he's a good player.
There was another one from Man City, I think.
Was one of them that Benson as well from Burnley?
No, he went to Barnsley.
What? Did he?
He signed for Barnsley.
Fucking hell.
Were we in for Messi?
And the other one was Flynn Downs. So
What about Tyo Eden? Lincoln.
saw a rumour.
Left back / holding midfielder. He's quite a good player.
So the question was, thoughts on Morel leaving? Yeah. I'm disappointed that he didn't get a game out for us.
It's just always going to go down as one of them odd transfers that seem to be exciting, and Jones seems to be excited about it. And I guess just us as fans will never know what went on behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Something dodgy's going on, eh?
Something you don't know. Yeah, you don't know. That's the point. We don't know what's going on.
Was it Nathan Jones got married? He was married for 6 months until Morel came in. You know what I mean? Then,
Oh, you can't say that.
oh, you never know.
You literally can't say that.
Back in the valleys, Dave. Back in the valleys. You never know what happens.
Yeah, it's one of them things. I'd love to know what happens or what he just didn't have, but just not meant to be maybe with Morel at Luton, and hopefully he can go on and get his career going at another club, and if it has to be Ipswich or Portsmouth, then so be it. Jess says, thoughts on Luton being mentioned as dark horses for promotion this season?
Don't mind that.
I don't mind that.
It's quite a nice thing to hear something positive for once about us.
That was
She's
said on
quite
the
negative.
EFL Quest show the other day, wasn't it? About us being potentially dark horses.
To be honest, I've seen it in a few places. I think it also was, yeah. But no, look, we don't mind being dark horses or
Isn't
whatever
it?
else.
It'd be nice to have a little bit more respect,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? And so dark
Exactly,
horses
yeah.
is a great thing.
I think we've got a bit more respect at the beginning of the
Yeah,
season. I think
exactly
a lot on
that.
Twitter as well, like people predicting and whatever else. I think, obviously, yeah, whatever they do, you know what I mean? People on Twitter.
Yeah,
like your Benjamin
there
Blooms
was-
and that,
there-
yeah.
None of them, not well, in fact, apart from the teams that have probably been promoted, none of them have actually put us as relegation fodder this year. So let's hope that stays the same. And we do. Dark horse would be nice to sneak into that area, wouldn't it?
Why not? Barnsley did it. Brentford done it a few years ago.
Yeah.
So why not? We can also do it.
And look where Brentford are now.
It'll
Potential.
be just exciting to see if we can just build on last year's position, and if we can get close to them playoffs. If we're going into the final 5 games of the season and we're still in touching distance of the playoffs, that would be brilliant.
It makes it more exciting, doesn't it, as well, for us as fans as well.
Yeah,
Gives the players something to look forward to as
safety
well.
first,
Yeah.
and then push on for that play. I mean, the team must have a goal of playoffs. They must have that goal.
I think it's all very steady. It's all going to be steady progress in Luton. We all know this anyway. I think I recall hearing something, I don't know who said it now, but apparently we're into an 8-year plan and we're 4 years into that to get to Premier League. Who was saying that the other week? You remember it?
I'm not sure, but it sounds legit.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely legit, but yeah. Just can't remember who said it.
Look, just like we've said it so many times in this podcast. Give us 2 years till Power Court, and then you can just go for it. And then and that's the thing. If we can just keep gradually improving, and that's the thing. Even if we better last year's point tally by 1 point, it's improvement. And then you can just think, if we can just get towards Power Court,
Look,
who knows?
Even if we finish a couple of points short or whatever, obviously, you want to obviously progress, but look at the goal difference as well and the goals we're scoring. If we can tighten up a little bit as well, and the games have become a little bit tighter, do you know what I mean? You don't mind that. Because for me, it's all progress. You know you can do you've got every aspect then of the game which you can perform. For example, like your attacking ability, your defensive, vulnerabilities, shake them off a little bit, and we could be a team to be like teams might look at and go, how are we going to break Luton down this week? That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think for me, just the whole excitement of the first game, going back and everything. I don't want to be too optimistic, but do you know what? We've got one hell of a squad. Why can't we push on? Why can't we push on? And you finish top 10, top 8. If you get into playoffs, fantastic, brilliant job, well done.
And do you know what was nice the other day as well? I was seeing people comment about Luton, and they were saying, "Wow, I've not seen an athletic Luton team like this for a long time." And that also helps, especially in this division. You need athletic players, and they will help you. And they obviously they will help you. Do you know what I mean? It's a stupid comment, isn't it? But yeah, you know what I mean.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, we've got a tougher test next Saturday. We'll do them. We'll do them like 3-0. But hey, listen, if we can beat
Oh,
West
yeah.
Brom, that'd be fantastic. We have a tougher test, but that will show you where we are a little bit more, I think.
Alex says, how many beers did Peterborough have on Saturday?
Right, I'm going to guess because we were out together.
Well, you can't know how many I had before.
No, hang on a minute. You had what?
I think I should be the one guessing because I didn't see
Oh,
any of you guys.
go on.
Okay, but
Yeah.
we was in the pub. We had about 4.
Oh, so much for me guessing.
Well,
No,
that's pre-game.
Pre-game,
It's
come on.
Yeah, go on. You can guess the rest of it, mate. Go on.
Go on,
So
go for it.
on the whole of Saturday, 11?
He says how many beers did you have on Saturday? He didn't say pre-match, did he?
I'm saying.
Do you have
Yeah,
any?
that's-
Did you
yeah,
get any in the ground?
No, I didn't. I didn't get in there till like 6 minutes to or whatever it was.
Lightweight. How could you? Well, I got off the bus the same time as you. I was in the ground. I had a beer.
Yeah, Dave, I had to walk round.
Patara was telling me earlier he was struggling
don't.
to scan his new season card on the scanner
Absolutely
machine.
useless. Give me a bloody booklet back again. For fuck's sake.
You were telling me you were putting it in the wrong way, trying to upside
No, I
down,
was told to do
tapping
that.
it.
The lady in the turnstile was like, no, just do this,
let
put
me
it like
in,
that. I was
please.
like, fuck's sake, all right. And must have like a right idiot. In all fairness, though, there was queues, and the queues weren't going down.
Do you
I was
work?
in that scanner. Just saying.
Blame the scanner.
Do you not work in technology?
Yeah, it depends what you class as technology, Dave. But yeah. But no, look. Right, going back to the beers.
Actually, can I just say, I thought the scan cards worked very well when I went in.
Well,
Going back
glad-
to the beers, how many do you
I'm
have?
glad. How many did you say?
I guessed 11.
11. Did you have 11?
Nearly.
Wow.
Nearly.
10.
Lightweight.
I had 9.
Not that I should be
Oh,
counting,
okay.
really.
Lightweights.
No, you shouldn't. Lightweights.
Lightweights.
Right, Luke, on Saturday at West Brom.
Fucking hell, mate.
I'm
yeah.
telling you now.
He has
in fact,
3 beers and he's
not
going to
even
bed.
not even on Saturday. Tomorrow.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
do you know what?
Oh, yeah, cool. Stevenage, yeah.
Saturday, because my girlfriend's a Brentford fan, forcing her to a Luton game on Saturday.
I'm not impressed.
That sounds very sort of like domestic. Yeah,
Nah, I'm not forcing it. I've literally said, you want to come West
You
Brom?
will go.
Go on then.
Didn't you not say CFL away end?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true though, isn't it? So actually, you know,
all bands.
the beer count. Let's ask on the podcast next week. How many beers did Luke have combined at
We can all guess.
Stevenage and West Brom? We can even put
We
it in.
can all guess. It'd
Yeah.
be less than double figures, so we know that. Oh, I've had 3 beers. I'm fat. It's all right, mate.
Thanks, guys. Should we just end it here?
Can I just say, what was it? The other week, was it?
I don't think I'm drinking at Stevenage because I need to be good, mate. I need
No,
to be
you
good.
will be drinking at Stevenage. You will be. You and me. I will pour it. Listen, Dave, you hold his mouth open and I just pour it down. But we know what your drinking habits like, mate. Was it last Saturday, the Saturday before? My last week of isolation. And I was talking to you like 1:30 in the morning. I think you was in Brighton.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he started talking absolute nonsense, about 16 messages in a row.
I had a lot of red wine.
Jesus.
And I missed you all. I wanted to tell you why I loved you.
Oh, that's really nice. That is really nice.
Anyway, we're massively
By a lot,
off
it meant
topic
3/4 of a bottle, but yeah, that's some ice.
massively off topic. We are going to Stevenage tomorrow, and we ain't sold out, which surprised me, although quite expensive for a ticket.
Well, it's a lot of money, but second game is in, you go, don't you?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, I have to go, so I'm not going to West Brom, unfortunately, on Saturday.
It's our first away game together since we last shared a bed away to Wigan.
Hey, boys, stop it.
There you go. Last week on the podcast, everyone was saying how much they liked us talking about previous games and stuff.
Thank God it was not previous beds in like travel lodges or whatever.
Wigan away, the last game before COVID was our last away game, and we only went because I was going to start my new job at Brentford and I was going to miss match days, and we were like, well, we're definitely going to go. And
Me being a good friend, obviously, I'll do that. So, you know.
yeah, because you want to go anyway.
Yeah,
But
obviously, I don't need much convincing. But
I remember I probably had COVID that day because I coughed all through the game.
Yeah, I didn't feel well after that either. So, yeah, probably did.
We then drove from Wigan to Manchester. It was like half an hour, 40 minutes. And then
Well, you drove. I was a bit.
we went slug and lettuce. We had a couple of porn star martinis together.
Had a couple of porn stars about what you about to say then.
I thought he was going to say the same. I don't need to know this information.
And then we went down to that nice little club. Can't remember what it was called, but it was rammed. And I probably gave
Yeah.
everyone COVID that night.
Yeah, in all fairness, there was a lot of people in that night.
A lot of people.
That definitely spread like coronavirus around the north.
And then we walked back to the hotel, and me and you got into bed together, and we lay there and we fell asleep.
Oh, please. Please.
Dad, if you're listening, please ignore everything he's just said. It's not true.
But
It was a good day though.
that was the last away game we did, and I'm sure it's not going to end like that tomorrow. But
you never know.
No, it's not going to end like that tomorrow.
it's good. It's good to be back in it.
Can I just say as well, before obviously we go off this, I also feel bad for that day when you said you were so ill. And I was sat there, Dave Ryan, you know, I said to him, and basically, and I just never forget, I started having a go. Remember that? I started having a pop at you, and I go, fucking hell, you should loosen up. You've done my head in.
Yeah, I
so,
remember
mate,
this.
I don't feel well. I was like,
I think with
I was like,
hindsight,
shut up,
hindsight's
come
a
on.
wonderful thing. It is
And
a
then
wonderful
on the
thing.
way back to the hotel, I was talking like this, and you were like, "Bloody hell, mate, you are ill." And I was like, "I know."
And then you slept together.
Slept in the same bed.
Dave, please.
Back
do
to
not-
back.
Please do. Well, yeah, probably. Not
Apart
so
from when
much
you cuddled me in the middle of the night.
On that note,
On that note,
Thanks for listening.
we shall see you at Stevenage. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. It's good to be back in like proper league podcast fashion and no longer talking about friendlies or lockdowns and stuff. So
Exciting times ahead. Come on, you
Massive,
Atters.
yeah.
thank you so much for listening. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes if you get a minute. That'd be brilliant. And go watch us on YouTube. You can see me waving at you right now if you go watch us on YouTube. And drop us a like on YouTube. That'd be brilliant.
And Spotify.
Yeah, okay. Just name everything we're out on. Why not?
And the other ones.
Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. And we shall see you next week.
Thank you.